皆様おはようございます。
Good morning, Your Excellencies and ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the keynote address of Honorary Rabuka, Prime Minister of the Republic of Fiji. In 2022, in December 2022, Honorary Rabuka came back to the Prime Minister's office in 4 years, and in that year, Kiribati they left the PIF, and in that the background, I think it was in January 2023, the Prime Minister Rabuka visited the Kiribati, and they apologized to the then the president of that country, Mau Mau, in a traditional manner, and that made the President Mau Mau to come back to the PIF with honor. And since assuming office, the Prime Minister Rabuka has been working to make the remedies to various the problems for unity of the country. It appears that the Prime Minister Rabuka assumed the office of the Prime Minister in order to heal the wounds that had been left behind in that country. Perhaps the Honorary Rabuka will talk to us how attractive Fiji is and how hard Fiji has been working for regional peace and the future of Fiji and Japan in the background of the successful conclusion of the Palm 10. So we have the floor.
Good morning. The Executive Director and President of our PRI, Sasakawa Peace Foundation, Dr. Hide Sakaguchi. I hope I'm pronouncing this properly. Members of the board of Sasakawa Peace Foundation, friends and supporters of the Sasakawa Peace Foundation, fellow Pacific Islanders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Konnichiwa, Nissan Bulunaka, and a very good morning to you all. My great honor to convey the greetings and best wishes on behalf of the chiefs, the government, and the people of Fiji to you, our friends here at the Sasakawa Peace Foundation, and to the people and the leaders of this great nation of Japan, the land of the rising sun. I also warmly greet everyone tuning in via live stream during Pacific Island Week, commemorating the warm relations between the government and the people of Japan and the governments and the peoples of the Pacific Islands, most of the leaders of whom were here this week or are still here for the Palm Summit in Tokyo. I acknowledge that the Sasakawa Peace Foundation and its advocacy led to the PALM, the Pacific Leaders Meetings Summit. And you have not left it at that. You've continued to support the cry for peace and the drive for good leadership in the Pacific. You have not rested on your laurels, but you continue to actively advocate and work on our bilateral relationship. The late president of Fiji, Ratu Sasakawa, participated at the Pacific Island Nations Conference in Tokyo in August of 1988. 9 years later, the first Palm Summit was convened in 1997. And as Prime Minister of Fiji at that time, I attended leading the Fiji delegation. The historic 1988 conference was sponsored by the Sasakawa Peace Foundation. For a long time, the foundation has been instrumental in assisting Fiji, as well as the Pacific Island region, in our development efforts, thus creating stronger bonds between these countries that are dotted all over the Pacific. We recognize the role of the foundation in facilitating development cooperation. In particular, I wish to commend your work on oceans-related projects, as well as research related to the blue economy and scholarships for the World Maritime University. In addition, your ongoing collaboration with the Fiji Ministry of Justice, and most importantly, in the building and strengthening of Fiji-Japan bilateral relations. Earlier this morning, in my meeting with Dr. Tsunami, I expressed the wish to further explore new opportunities for collaboration with the Foundation in the areas of climate change and oceans. The urgency goes well beyond our national needs and is most evident in the disturbing decline of the health of our oceans. We all see the impact of ocean warming on biodiversity, on fisheries revenue, on coastline, and on our economies. Japan is a land of the rising sun, and is indeed very inspiring. You inspire a lot of us in the Pacific. We want to learn from you, given your journey as a nation overcoming the greatest of challenges. It is instructive to see how Japan rose from the ashes and the ruins of war to be a phoenix in the world and mark its position in the world of today, yet still maintaining your culture of respect, discipline, innovation, creativity, and hard work. I was with a group of Fijian diaspora here in Japan last night. When I went home, I told my wife and my daughter, that is the most disciplined group of Fijian diaspora I have come across. The culture of discipline and respect in this land has been embraced by them. It is now part of their culture. So when they come back to us, they will pass those on to their families and slowly to the rest of the country. We extend to you, the people in your government, high praise for your success in developing Japan economically and socially. Like us, you're faced with challenges and obstacles, and like us, you are committed to overcoming them. There is a saying that every nation is born in a struggle, and never without pain and sacrifice. In Fiji, we still bear the scars of the struggles and the pitfalls that we have lived through. I'm deeply hopeful that we have learned to work together consciously and to direct our course towards a more successful and peaceful future. With political upheaval, trust in society is deeply affected, and the government that I lead is committed to restoring trust in our people, between our people, and to restore trust in the institutions of government. One measure that will go some way to restore the trust in Fiji is the setting up of a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which we have discussed in our parliament, and it's on the later stages of the drawing board at this time. The main purpose of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission is to promote healing, promote reconciliation, encourage forgiveness and trust, and to foster social cohesion and unity in our small nation. The recently approved national budget makes provision for that Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and this commission will become operational in 2025. While our challenges are many, it is important to remember that we have overcome much more in the past just to be here today. I ask that we all bear that in mind as we tackle the pressing issues of the 21st century, including climate change, which has been described as a threat to the very existence of our island states. My view is that our kizuna, our bonds across the region, have never been stronger. The late Sasakawa Mara put it as the Pacific way. We have now developed our bilateral relationship with Australia and call it the Wu Valley of family. They all mean the same thing: oneness, unity, harmony. Together, we can progress. It is of prime importance at this stage, at this time of international uncertainties, the threat of a wider war stemming from the Ukraine and Russia, the Gaza conflict, and the ongoing geopolitical tensions. You have heard that I'm a strong advocate of the concept of the Pacific as an ocean of peace. At this time of heightened international tensions, with simultaneous active conflict in the Middle East and Europe, including the threat of the use of nuclear warheads, nuclear weapons, and its proliferation. Very dangerous thoughts. We do not want to get there. These uncertainties threaten the freedom of navigation in international waters, which disrupt global trade, threatening our very own livelihoods and food security. I am of the view that the concept of the ocean of peace resonates with Japan's policy advocacy for a free and open Indo-Pacific. On the blue Pacific continent, and the thought of that, we believe that our blue Pacific continent is a region that knows the true value of peace and has withstood the trauma of its absence. The ocean and its diverse and vibrant lands have been a theater of external wars and treated as testing grounds for some of the most dangerous weapons ever invented. the consequences are still felt today. It is in that vein that I continue to passionately advocate for the Ocean of Peace concept for a peaceful blue Pacific continent. And I thank you all for giving me this opportunity. And in closing, I reaffirm my support and commitment towards the collective vision of a resilient Pacific region of peace, of harmony, of security, of social inclusion and prosperity that ensures all Pacific peoples can lead free, healthy, and productive lives. Thank you once again for your invitation and your hospitality. Minawarebu, arigato gozaimasu.
Rabuka 首相、ありがとうございます。
Prime Minister Rabuka, thank you very much. Would you please remain on the stage? And we'd like to have a dialogue with Dr. Hide Sakaguchi, the president of the OPRI, Sasakawa Peace Foundation.
それでは坂口所長。
Dr. Sakaguchi, would you please begin?
The MC introduced. My name is Hide Sakaguchi, the president of Ocean Policy Research Institute, Sasakawa Peace Foundation. Prime Minister Rabuka, thank you very much for your powerful message. I really enjoyed your speech as a music, because when you emphasize really important point in your message is really powerful. Like in the music, forte or fortissimo is put for loud voice or for powerful playing instruments, just like this. So the message you made as a point of reconciliation for the past and peacemaking for the future is the most important message I learned from you. Thank you so much. But before getting in this part, I was asked to ask you as a formality rule. In your busy schedule this week, you participated Palm 10 in Tokyo, held by the government of Japan. So what's your fruitful result from Palm 10 this week? Could you please briefly explain what you expected and what you get and what you had in Palm 10 summit meeting?
Thank you very much. For me, Palm 10 has been a gathering of like-minded and equally concerned leaders of the Pacific. Like-minded in our dream for prosperity and peaceful coexistence. And we all committed to strengthening our efforts to build our own resilience against the threats of climate change that we're going through right now. I was encouraged by the determination and the commitment of these leaders. But I was not surprised, because our very existence depends on how well we handle these issues of climate change and development. The quality of life, the quality of our societies, the quality of our own democracy depends on how well we handle these existential threats that are affecting us right now. We lose a lot of our young people who leave our lands, our shores, to find better opportunities elsewhere. If we were able to give them those opportunities at home by offering employment after a decade or so of good quality education, we would not be losing our young men and women. We would have them there at home, and we would build a strong, vibrant nation like what Japan has done. As I mentioned in my address, you've risen from the ashes of the destructions of war to be a phoenix, to be a force to be reckoned with in the world. And that commitment to peace, enforced at first, but now you have done it as a national character. That's what I have gained from the day of meetings with my fellow leaders of the Pacific. And I spoke 4 times in 4 sessions, and I emphasized the zone of peace, or the ocean of peace for the Pacific.
Thank you very much. Now we learned, and the most interesting, and also I really would like to ask you, is the point that you returned as a prime minister after a certain period, and also before that, your career as based on the military service. So what I would like to ask you is, what is your motivation or passion towards peacemaking, multilateral, to realize peaceful worlds? What made you to do that after a certain long time, and now you are amending and also reconciliation procedures you just spoke? I'm very interested in and learn about your deep motivation and passion. So could you briefly let us know?
Thank you very much. Many years ago, I was a lieutenant colonel in the Fiji Army, and I was responsible for training and preparing our soldiers going overseas for peacekeeping duties. And one draft that I spoke to one morning before they left, I told them this: you cannot give anything you do not have. We're going to the Middle East for United Nations peacekeeping. You cannot go and keep the peace if you do not have the peace in yourself. If Fiji was not at peace with itself, you cannot go out there and pretend that you're trying to tell the world, be at peace with one another, if we do not have it at home. And that's what we must first have. You must feel the presence of peace and the absence of fear to be able to instill that spirit, that character that inspires confidence in you, in those that you're working with, in the lands where you're going to. If they see us arriving there while we are fighting at home, they will say, why have you come all this way? Why don't you first start at home? And that is a very important message for us. And I'm very, very proud to be calling Japan a friend.
Thank you very much. I hope I would like to ask you more and more questions, and also as a member of Sasakawa Peace Foundation, I became a deep fan of you, and I would like to know you more and more. I think all of us have the same feeling. So next time, if we can have a chance, we will go to visit Fiji and learn about your strategy and about your way to create this world as peaceful as possible. So this match with our mission of Sasakawa Peace Foundation. So today I should like to conclude to say thank you very much, and let's work together to realize this world making as peaceful as possible. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It may be difficult for all of you to come to Fiji, but I can come to all of you.
Thank you.
それではお時
Since time is up, we should conclude this session, but I hope that the strong message for peace has been conveyed to all of you. Honorable Sitiveni Rabuka, Prime Minister of Fiji, and Dr. Sakaguchi, thank you very much. This concludes the keynote speech by the Honorable Sitiveni Rabuka. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating.